Hello everyone, Libra Finesse here with part 3 of Ask This Libra. If you're new to this channel, thank you for landing here out of curiosity or however you want to describe it. I want to say thank you to my returning subscribers. Thank you to all who are watching who haven't subscribed yet. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. And again, like I said, this is part 3 to Ask a Libra. If you haven't caught the other videos, 1 and 2, definitely go back and check them out. They're pretty dope. And I got some pretty good feedback on them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so to get started, I just want to say I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I hope everybody's having a great week. Somebody got in my DM and was like, oh, why don't you talk about things that are going on in the news and, you know, on social media and stuff. And I didn't even respond yet, but I guess this would be my response. Because this is my channel. And I don't want to talk about the fucking COVID. I don't want to talk about the same shit the news is talking about. I want to talk about stuff that I want to talk about. So my thing is, if you want to talk about COVID, make you a COVID-ass YouTube channel. And talk about COVID all day, all night, however you want to do it. But don't come in my DMs with that bullshit talking about why come you ain't talking about what's going on in America or around the world, or why come you ain't talking about everything that's going on in the news, because this ain't the motherfucking news channel. This is Libra Finesse channel. This ain't 7, 5, or 11. This is Libra channel, and I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. And thirdly, don't come for this, Libra, unless I open your motherfucking kennel to let your dog ass out. With that being said, let's get to the questions. That shit had me hot. I'm going through my email, looking, you know, just reading different emails and stuff. And that person came through like, why you ain't talk, like with exclamation marks and stuff. I'm like, hold on. Like, I don't want to talk about COVID. I don't want to talk about all that other stuff. Like, I notice what's going on in America, not even just America, around the world. I understand and I know what's going on, but I get on here to talk about what I want to talk about. It's not about what's on ABC, CNN. I don't want to talk about that type of stuff. I want to talk about the things that I want to talk about. And lately it's been, you know, getting these questions off that people have sent me months ago that I'm barely getting back to. So, you know, people come for me. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that because I don't bad talk people on this channel. I don't put people's business out there on this channel. Like, even if I get information, it's always like, oh, you know, I got this, or I heard this, or I was talking to somebody and they said this. I don't get on here to, you know, mudsling or play the blame game, none of that. So I felt like, don't come for me. Like I said, don't come for me unless I open your kennel to let your dog ass out. Please and thank you. I didn't want to get into that, but I'm like, geez, you know, people got to know. Like, don't come for me. Don't come. It's one thing to be on somebody's stuff, but don't be on here and be like, well, why you ain't talking about this and why you ain't addressing that? Because I'm not here to address those issues. That's what you have an antenna on your TV for, or cable channels, to address the COVID and the vaccine for the COVID, and how many cases have rose this week and how many deaths have occurred this week behind COVID. I'm not here to report on COVID. This is not COVID Finesse. This is Libra Finesse channel. Okay? Okay. So let's dive into these questions. I just had to get that out there because I was like, yeah, when I looked at my email, I'm like, you got to be mother-loving joking that this person came and left like a whole longer than a paragraph, like just went in on me about how I'm not doing what they feel like I should be doing. No, this is not your channel. And that is my response. Like, if you want something talked about on YouTube, make you a YouTube channel. Don't come for people that you feel like should be addressing certain things and they're not. It's not gonna happen. That's like me going to your house telling you, oh, you should put that on the wall, you should put that on the wall, oh, you need to take that off the wall. No, you don't do stuff like that. You be like, okay, that's cute. In here, that's cute, but like, I see people wearing stuff and I'm like, That's cute on you, but I wouldn't put it on. But hey, to each his own. I don't dress nobody but myself. So I feel like this is where my opinion stays here. Like I don't dress anybody else enough to be like, oh well, I don't think them jeans gonna work today. I don't think that blouse is gonna work today. No, I don't dress anybody else. I dress moi. So with that being said, let's go over these. I think it's like a last set of 13 questions. I didn't even count them, but I have them marked to make sure I didn't talk about them in the last video or the video before that. So my first question, this person is from New Haven, Connecticut, and they want to remain anonymous. They want to know coffee or tea. Are we talking about iced coffee? Because I don't know. I don't like hot coffee, so to say, but I like iced coffee. But I like tea too. But I'm gonna have to say coffee because you can get it iced. You can put that whipped cream on it. You don't do that with iced tea. You don't put whipped cream on iced tea. I mean, some people might, but that's not me. So I'm gonna have to say coffee. New Haven, Connecticut, whoever you are. Thank you. This one's anonymous. Also, Lakewood, Colorado. Cats or dogs? Fish. I don't like cats. I don't like dogs. I mean, I used to have cats when I was little. And I mean, kids love all kind of animals. So who don't like cats? I mean, as a kid. We never had a dog. I did have a dog maybe like 10 years ago. I'm going to say like 8 years ago. We had a dog. And it was a small dog. It was a Chihuahua. I didn't like it. It was not my choice to get it. My kids liked it, and the person that I was with at that time liked it. I didn't like it. So I don't really care for dogs. I think, I like French bulldogs. Those are cute, but I mean, not cute enough to be all up in my space, like all on my carpet and all on my couch and in my bed. I like French bulldogs. I like Yorkies. I like Pomeranians. I think those are cute dogs, but you're asking cat or dog? I'm saying fish, like beautiful tropical fish. Like I want a huge aquarium with all kind of fish in it because I love fish. I just went to the aquarium recently also. You'll see it on my Instagram. And the sea life is just amazing. Like whoever don't like sea life is crazy. I can sit and watch the aquarium channel all day. The sea life is dope. So thank you, Lakewood, Colorado. Let's see. St. Petersburg, Florida, anonymous. Your profession. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm a bookkeeper. I have worked in accounting for over 14 years, but I run my own business as a bookkeeper. And then I have other small businesses that are taking off, but I'll get to those later. But for the most part, my profession that pays the bills and keeps me fed and provides for my children and keeps them fed is bookkeeping. Good question. St. Petersburg, Florida. Okay. This is Tina from Pearl City, Hawaii. Wow, nice. She says things people wouldn't know by just looking at you. I think people just looking at me, they wouldn't know that I'm shy. Like initially, I am super shy. Like when I don't know people, I know my friends are gonna look at this like, bitch, you ain't shy. Yes, I am shy. Like when I'm just getting to know people, I don't really know you like that. Like I don't just open up. Like I'll give you me in small doses, but I don't just open up to people like that. And then, I'm real careful about who I hang around and I'm real sensitive when it comes to energy, and I don't like, negativity, and I don't like I can pick up on somebody's vibe, and if I'm not feeling you, I really won't even come back around you. Or even when I'm around you, if we're like in a group setting or whatever, I'll stay quiet or I'll stay to myself, or you'll notice that I won't really interact with you. Because I am sensitive like that. My brother was telling me the other day, he's like, you act like you scared of people. No, I'm not scared of people. I'm scared of people's energy because you got some energy vampires out here, and I'm not with all that. Like, I feel like people can suck your energy. They can, take you up out of your element at times. Or if you just around somebody and they're constantly like, just complaining about life and what everything that's going on and not looking at the beauty in it, because there's beauty to be seen in everything. And if that person is not, they just focus on just the negative. I don't like being around people like that. I don't. I understand that we all go through our things and we all have to, I feel like you have to go through it to get through it. So I'm all for going through it, but I'm not for going through it days at a time. Like, let's just, okay, let's take it in. Whatever happened, let's talk about it, but let's not dwell on it. You know, and I understand it takes people time to get over things, but I don't feel like bringing yesterday and today is going to make a difference on anything. If it's not goodness, like bringing yesterday's goodness into today that's great. But the negativity that happened yesterday, bringing it until today, it's like you're gonna relive that all over again. So I'm not for that. But to answer the question, just people initially looking at me, they wouldn't know that I'm shy. Like, I guess after you're around me for a little bit or whatever, but if you just look at me like, oh, okay, you wouldn't be able to tell, like, oh, she's shy. Good question, Tina from Pearl City, Hawaii. This one is from Akron, Ohio. Muhammad from Akron, Ohio. One decision that changed your life. Ooh, dang, people. One decision that changed my life is becoming a mother at 16. That was a big decision. And I say this a lot, like even as I was younger, I'd be like, I don't believe in abortion. But, I mean, it's one thing to, well, I guess it's not really a belief. It's not for me. Like, I know people who do it. And that's your preference. That's your right. You know, it's your body. You do what you want to do with it. But I don't believe in that. And one of my friends was asking me, well, what if you were raped? Like, and you got pregnant, what would you do? I don't know. I can't. I would never want to be in that situation, and I don't know anybody who's been in that situation. But I guess that's to each his own at that point. Like, I don't know. But to me, at 16, that wasn't an option. And then most people feel like, okay, at 16, becoming a mom is not an option. But to be able to bring forth life into the world, that's a blessing. That is a blessing, no matter what time it happens, where you're at in life when it happens. It is a blessing to be able to bring forth life. Like, I never thought about it at 16, like, oh, I'm gonna be a mom, until it happened. And then as my son was growing inside of me, it's amazing to feel life in you, to feel, you know, kick in and hearing the heartbeat. And it's amazing to bring life into the world and to know that it's growing inside of you. Like, that's dope. I love that about being a woman. Like, I know everybody has things that they like about being a man or being a woman. I love that about being a woman, because you bring forth life. It's so cool. So that's one decision that did change my life, becoming a mom at 16. And it didn't change it for the bad. It changed it for the better, because I feel like I was headed down a path, like, I don't know. I didn't give up on life, but I was in high school and I'm like, oh God, this is so hard. And then home life wasn't the greatest. So I felt like that drove me, like that pushed me to be better in life. That pushed me like, okay, I'm bringing a life into this world and I want to be able to provide for him the best that I can. So I felt like it changed for the better, because it wasn't about me anymore. It was about my child. Like, I would have to put myself on the back burner and think about, okay, my child, you know, I'm a parent now. I have to move differently. I have to think differently. And I still have my childish ways, because I was only 16. But having a good support system, like my mom was really good. My son's father was really supportive. So that helped a lot too. So that's a good question, Muhammad. Thank you, from Akron, Ohio. Yay. Okay, so the next one is Topeka, Kansas, my bad. They want to remain anonymous. When you go on vacay, is it with the itinerary or is it go with the flow? Vacay? I feel like it's all about where you're going, because sometimes you do want to have an itinerary. And other times you just want to be like, okay, let's wing this bitch. Like, let's just do what we gonna do when we do it. So I don't know about that. I have to say it depends on where I'm going. Like if you're going somewhere and it's just a whole bunch of stuff to do, yeah, you want to have an itinerary. You don't want to just wing it. But then again, I wouldn't really want to have an itinerary. Like if I'm going somewhere and we can snorkel, because I've never snorkeled and I really want to do that, I don't want to have an itinerary because I want to be in that water. I don't want to time slot how long I'm gonna be in the water looking at the beautiful shit. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have an hour and a half, and then when that hour and a half is up, I'm throwing a straight tantrum because I don't want to go jet skiing. I don't want to go freaking whale watching. I want to stay here with these pretty fish. Like, so it depends on where you're going and what you're doing. For me, yeah, like I said, if I'm snorkeling or I'm doing something like that, I don't want to cut my snorkeling short to go zip lining. No, see you later. Y'all can go zip lining. I'm going to stay here and continue snorkeling. So it just depends. It really depends. Thank you, Topeka, Kansas. Appreciate that. Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Anonymous. How do you feel about clowns? Really? Are we talking about Pennywise type clowns? Or are we talking about clown ass dudes in reality, like real life clown ass dudes? Like, I don't do clowns. I don't like clowns. I do not like that movie, The It. I really don't. Clowns are just creepy as hell. Like, who? When people have clowns at their kids' parties, like, for what? What is this for? Who? And then half the time, I remember I went to a party with clowns there. It was a kids' party, and the kids were crying because the shit looks scary, and I'm an adult and the shit looks scary. So at 5 or 6 or 4, that shit is hella scary. Like, I know we don't do clowns in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Y'all keep them clowns out there, okay? Okay. From Columbus, Ohio, Amy. She says, your favorite excuse. My favorite excuse? I don't have one because I do what I want to do. I'm not that type of person where I'm like, somebody asking me, oh, let's go out, let's go do this or whatever, and I'm making excuses. No, if I don't want to go, I just will not go. Ask my family. They're always like, oh, you don't want to. My dad, you never want to do this. You never, because I just don't. And I'm not going to make up a lie like I'm sick or, you know, my kids are sick. I'm not going to make up a lie. I'm just, no, I don't feel like doing that. Maybe next time. It depends on what type of day I'm having too. Like if I'm chilling in the house, like most weekends, I'm chilling, getting caught up on laundry and reading and doing stuff. I don't want to go if it doesn't sound interesting to me. And not that I'm vain like that, like, oh, it got to be popping for me to go. No, but if I'm just there and we're around the same group of people, talking the same shit, eating the same food, now I feel like, okay, been there, done that. Let's switch up the environment. Let's do something different. So yeah, I don't make excuses, Amy. I just, not that I'm just, oh, I do what I want to do when I want to do it. No, but I'm not the type, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, I got something that I got to work that day. Knowing damn well I have nothing to do. No, if you ask me something to go somewhere or do something that I truly don't feel like doing it, I'm going to be like, nah, I'm going to sit this one out. That's as nice as I can get it. I'm going to sit this one out. And that's not an excuse. That's just, I'm not going. So don't expect me to show up because I will not be there. Point blank. Thank you, Amy. From Columbus, Ohio. Wheeling, West Virginia. And they want to remain anonymous. Why can't I talk today? They want to remain anonymous. Wheeling, West Virginia. Most money spent. Ooh, most of my money is spent on my kids. Next. I think that's any parent. Like, your money go fast when you have kids, especially you got more than one. Oh, yes. Clarksville, Tennessee, anonymous. Favorite cocktail? Moscow Mule. You know how you go places and you'll go different places and have different drinks, and you'll be like, oh, that place, the drink was watered down, or that place, that drink was strong, or, you know, like it varies from each location. So every time I went out like a couple weeks ago and I had one. And I'm like, damn, everywhere I go, people make them strong as hell. Like I've never had a watered down Moscow Mule. If you have, hit me in the comments below and let me know. Like I've never had a watered down Moscow Mule. Like, that's one drink that, and I done tried a lot of drinks. That's one drink that I'm like, geez, everywhere I go, it's on point. Like, the freaking bartenders do not be playing with the Moscow Mules. Like, that's my favorite cocktail. It is so good. And all I need is one. Because everywhere I go, they're super strong. And there's no way. I remember I fucked around and ordered two. I finished one and then ordered the other one. And as soon as it got there, I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to. Somebody else can have that, because I'm not going to play with myself like that. I'm not even going to play with myself like that. Like, those drinks are the bomb. So, thank you, Wheeling, West Virginia. Good question. Rock Springs, Wyoming. Justin from Rock Springs, Wyoming wants to know my favorite animal or animals. I like pandas and I like koalas. I just think do I want to be up close and personal with one? Hell no, but I like watching them. Like, they're just fascinating to me. I've always liked pandas too since I was little. Like, I used to have this panda bear, and I still have it to this day. It's older than my kids. And I don't even remember where I got it from, who gave it. I think one of my aunts gave it to me. Probably when I was 9 or so. I don't remember. I can't remember for the life of me who gave it to me, but it's the cutest little bear, and I still have it. But yeah, my favorite animals are pandas and koalas. And I like fish too. I said that already. But I love fish. Not to eat, but to have as pets. They're super cool. So Justin from Rock Springs, Wyoming, thank you. Oh, okay. Laramie, Wisconsin. No, I'm sorry, Laramie, Wyoming. Rock Springs and Laramie. Okay. Laramie, Wyoming. April says your next vacation. My next vacation will probably be in about like 3 weeks to Coronado Beach, San Diego. Beautiful, beautiful. I've read about it. I used to live in Cali, but I don't anymore, and I've never visited San Diego, but I know a lot of people who have. And Coronado Beach, they talk about that a lot. Like, it's just a beautiful beach. So that's my next vacation. Thank you, April from Laramie, Wyoming. Okay, and wow, last question is... Oh, no, that's not the last question. Charleston, North Carolina. Rick from Charleston, North Carolina. Have you ever been stood up? No, like dating-wise, like, no, nobody's ever invited me out, like, okay, let's go here, and I meet them there and they don't show up. Now, people cancel, yeah, but I don't think that's being stood up. But no, I have never been stood up. Wow. I hope you haven't either. James in Charleston, North Carolina. That's another topic. That's crazy. I never even thought about it. Like, when you don't go through things, you don't think about stuff like that. But that has to be a fucked up feeling to be stood up. Like, okay, yeah, we gonna meet up, and somebody that you kind of digging or liking, y'all talking, and then y'all set the date, and then you get there, and then that person's not there, and then you stood up. Like, that's cold-blooded. Like, it takes a fucked up individual to do something like that to somebody too, because I would never do nothing. I would at least pick up the phone and be like, hey, I'm not gonna make it. Sorry. Some shit came up. And that's not an excuse. Like, it would really have to be something that happened for me to say something like that, for me to even go there like that. Because if I tell somebody I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. Point blank, period. So damn, that's crazy. And I hope you haven't, James. Hope you haven't been stood up. Okay. Tom in Green Bay, Wisconsin. What doesn't faze you? Wow, y'all got some pretty good questions. What doesn't faze me? I have people try to be all super flashy with I got this AP watch, and I got a Maserati, and I rented this mansion, keyword rented. That type of stuff doesn't faze me. Like, when people just try to showboat. Like, okay, it's one thing to talk about accomplishments and talk about the places you've been and the things that you've done, but when it becomes like excessive and it's every conversation, it's the same stuff. Like, bro, we heard about that. Or sis, we heard about that. You told us about that last conversation. Like, that shit gets annoying. And it doesn't faze me. Like, it might faze a lot of people. Like, I know women who are like, oh, he got this, he got that, I'm about to talk to him. Keyword, he has that, you don't. And people nowadays aren't that sharing and giving. So I don't know, I can't never say I've dated somebody because they had this or they had that, like on a materialistic level. That's crazy. Like, that's why shit don't work for people, and that's why shit don't work out a lot of times, because you're so focused on, the material aspect of a relationship, which ain't nobody gonna ever grow from that. You ain't gonna grow from, materialistic stuff. You grow from your inner self, your inner being. You grow from your morals and your values and your characteristics. You grow from stuff like that. Like, you can have a car today and not have it tomorrow, or you can have a house today and not have it tomorrow. So I don't feel like we should base things on materialistic stuff. That doesn't faze me. Like when people are like, oh, I got this, I got that. Being materialistic, that doesn't faze me. Good question, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tom. Okay, so the last question is from Provo, Vermont. They wanted to remain anonymous. Best advice you can give. Do you. I always tell my kids that. Do you. Straight up and down. Point blank period. Do you. Don't try to fit in with other people if they're doing this and them over there doing that. Stay neutral. Stay in between. Do you. Be you. Be your best self. Don't be something that somebody wants you to be. Be who you want to be. And don't follow the in crowd. Don't, just because they're doing it, I'm going to do it type thing. Don't be like that. Everything in due time. Everything, all things in due time. So my best advice for everyone, and I give it to myself too, do you. And it's not going to make people happy all the time. It's going to piss some people off. So what? So what? And I'm not saying go out there and hurt feelings, break hearts, step on shoes. I'm not saying that. But don't change who you are to fit into somebody else's life. Like, no, if they can't accept you for who you are and what you are, then it's not meant. Like, we try so hard to make things fit that aren't supposed to fit. Like, you're not gonna, when you're putting a puzzle piece together, you don't go get the scissors and be like, this shit gonna fit. It's the last piece, this motherfucker gonna fit. No, you don't do that. You're like, okay, I'm gonna find out, maybe that one doesn't belong in this puzzle set, and I'm gonna find the one that does belong in this puzzle set. You find yourself and find the puzzle set that you belong in, because you don't belong in everybody else's set, and they don't belong in yours. So don't ever try to make a person be something they're not, so that you feel trumped up, so that you feel like, oh yeah, I'm the shit because I did this, or I got this, or I got that person. It'll never work. Do you. It's Libra Finesse here. I hope you guys enjoyed all the questions, all the series. There are more questions to come, because as I talked about it before, I get all kind of emails at readthislibra@gmail.com. And I noticed a couple that came in the other day, so I'm going to wait until I have like a handful of them. Not necessarily 43 of them or whatever, but I'll wait till I have a handful of them, and I'll do another segment. You guys take care.